people who style their hair constantly, those guys don't even have edges anymore. You look at them and you're like, what happened to your baby hairs? They ripped them out from the styling, okay? Hey my beautiful gems, thank you once again for clicking on this video. If you like my content and what I share with my dreads and my experience, please like and subscribe, and also remember to comment. I love connecting with you and engaging with you and just learning your stories, so please don't stop. And today we are discussing the pros and cons you get when you style your locks, because as you can see, I styled my own locks, and yes, I do this a lot. I am always styling my locks, like the pictures will pop up here, and I love styling my locks, but I must say it can have some disadvantages and some advantages, and today I want to talk about it because I see people overstyle their locks and I'm like, your hair needs a break, darling. Please stop doing what you're doing. But anyway, let's get into it. So I first of all would like to start with benefits, the pros when it comes to styling your locks, because guys, there are pros to styling. I mean, I would walk out right now and be like, I am looking snatched, you know what I mean? So I definitely right now am getting one of the pros of styling my hair, which is just having different styles when it comes to your locks. When you style your locks, you feel like a different person, you know, because when you don't style your locks, you know, you're just like, oh, same look today, same look tomorrow, same look Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you know. But when you get to style your locks and get to do some lines on it and get to do some, I forgot what these are called, but I will write it down here. But when you get to style your locks, you just feel different, you feel new, you feel like you're ready to step out and conquer. And that's one of my pros. One of my pros is just looking stylish and different looks. That is a pro any day. Another pro of mine is definitely less manipulation. You do not manipulate your hair a lot when you have it in a style. And I realize I am not fiddling with my dreads anymore. I don't have my hands in my dreads and my scalp, because it is in a style. It just sits like that for as long as I want to keep it on. But guys, I am not going to lie to you. I would only keep a hairstyle for longer than only 2 weeks. I don't know if I can do a month. Like, this already has been a week and I'm like, I want to get it out. I want to get it out. I want to remove my hair and just scratch my scalp. Ooh, give me a second. One moment. Yeah, but let's talk about it. Less manipulation. When your dreads are out, you're playing with your dreads a lot, and you don't want your hands in your dreads all the time because you're fiddling with what the process of your locks matting and becoming a dreadlock. So one thing is also less manipulation. So what I do is I just spritz my hair with my water, and I get my Sanet bonnet and I put it on just like this, go to bed, wake up, remove it, and look, my hair is still staying how it should be. So I'm not even touching my scalp, so I have less manipulation going on. Another pro is definitely neater and unified locks. I know I don't even like saying the word neater because I think all locks are so beautiful. Freeform, I think like semi-freeform, I think like different size locks. I think that's really beautiful. But if you're the type of person who wants to have locks that all look the same size, that all are round, like they're all like round and thick, like, because if you don't retwist your hair all the time, then you will definitely get some flat locks in your hair. So when it comes to styling your hair and retwisting and keeping your roots in that retwist, as you can see, it's keeping your hair from forming that little round looking lock as you would wish it to form, instead of having flat locks, because when you space out retwist days, you will get flat locks. And I talked about this on my last video about me getting flat locks because I had not been retwisting my hair that often. And now I put my hair in a style, and we'll see how long I will be styling my hair or what my routine will be, because I'm still trying to figure it out. But I know when you style your locks and you keep it in a style, you you lessen the risk of actually getting flat locks. So that's a kind of a pro if you're not trying to get flat locks, right? And my last one is looking more professional. I didn't want to say this either, like I feel wrong for saying this, but if you are the type of person who's in the office, who is, has to look a certain way every single day or whatsoever, when you have your locks in a style, you always look pretty good every day. If your locks are not in a style, your locks can decide to do whatever they want to do. Like, honestly, they can just be like, today we're gonna be like, tomorrow we're gonna be like fuzzy hair, the next day we're gonna be like, but when your hair is in a style, and let's say you have meetings to go to, and you're definitely gonna be seeing people, you do look more presentable to the eye. I still don't like saying this because I believe like you should never be judged by your hair, but in reality, we will always be judged for the things we do. But if you're brave enough to just be like, hey, I'm going to my office like this, I'm sure you'll be sent home. Okay, jokes on jokes, but you do look more neater to the eye and just, in style. So I guess you do look more professional when you do have that neat look. But let's move on to the cons, because let me tell you something. I would rather not retwist my hair all the time because these cons are so bad, okay? They are bad. You don't want to go through this with your locks. So let's just get to number one, thinning of locks. Now, sometimes when you do a style, it is tight. Like, you already are leaving the salon and you're like, is this tight? Am I gonna be able to sleep? Can I sleep? Okay, I can probably sleep on this side. Or can I loosen it? Can I pull? Like, if you're already having problems with your locks the first day, trust you me, your locks are gonna thin out from that style. If you're scratching your scalp, you are losing hair, okay? You are just having little hairs pull out of your scalp. So when you go to the salon and they end up tight doing the style too strongly, it will thin out. And guys, I have had problems. I have done a protective style that went very wrong for me, guys. Like, I cannot take it back. It left me with buildup, it left me with lint, it left me with thinner locks. Like, when you look at my locks, they might not look thinner, but guys, my locks thin from that experience, and I still have lint and buildup in my hair because of that style. I will put the style here, and I will definitely put the video of my experience with that style in the description box. But I suffered from also, which is gonna be my number 2 of cons when it comes to styling your locks, is losing hair around the edges, guys. Around the edges. Like, let me tell you something. I can never avoid losing my edges when I style my hair. It don't matter, as long as I'm holding it up in a bun, or if I'm holding it down but tightly down, I will lose my edges. My edges do not like to be played with. They want to be left alone, okay? So if I have my hair in a style, my edges do suffer, but what I do is I spritz my hair with water and I put some aloe vera just to support them as much as I can. Even right now, as you can see, my edges are down and slayed a little bit, and all I have done is put aloe vera. I don't even put gel anymore, only if I'm actually going for an event or I'm going out. But if it's just daily, like working, like if I'm just on my runs, I will just put aloe vera on my edges just to take care of my edges. Because also when you put things like gel on your hair, on your edges, it does make your edges cut because it dries them out. So aloe vera is a way to protect your edges when your hair is in a style, but you will lose your edges if the style is too tight. If you just have really weak edges like me, I have weak edges, okay? There are some people who have really thick edges that even though they do a retwist and style their hair, the edges, they don't lose their edges. But if you're like me and you have, your edges are not as strong, you gotta take care of your babies, okay? Or else you lose your edges all the way. And for people who style their hair constantly, those guys don't even have edges anymore. You look at them and you're like, what happened to your baby hairs? They ripped them out from the styling, okay? So you have to be very careful of how you style your locks because, you don't want to lose your edges. Another one is definitely build up, which I had just talked about. Now, when you're styling your locks, a lot of locticians and stylists like to put gel, oil, and then they braid it, and then you're like, okay, yeah, but that buildup is literally just staying in there for the month that you have the style. And when you unravel the style that you have, boom, there you go, you got buildup. And for me, I love the fact that I style my own hair. That way I know I'm not going to use too much product on it. So I know that I won't get built up by this style because I did not put any product. I just oiled my scalp and I retwisted. And but for someone else who might go to the salon and want to do braids over their locks, then you will probably get built up because in the salon they always like put some gel to make it look slick back. You know what I mean? And that gets stuck in your hair. Another problem that you will find is ripping of your locks. Yes, guys, I'm talking about your lock cutting from somewhere like here. Like, oh, guys, if I ever did a style and I opened it and a lock was like thin right here, I would cry because sometimes your locks can actually rip apart. This can happen by doing like a retwist with like plates or actual twist, and the person does them too tight. This, when you plait your hair after a retwist and you decide to do some plaits, if you do this all the time, every time you're doing a retwist, you are definitely thinning your lock, and that's just gonna cause a ripping in your lock, and you definitely don't want that to happen. So don't style your hair too much, guys, because it is not good for you. And also, like, I actually did beads on my hair, like those shells. I did shells on the end of some of my locks, and I think this is one of them. And you see how soft it is? It's like pretty soft at the edge. I realized I should have not had those shells for as long as I had them. I think I had them for almost 3 months, and then I just saw them falling off in the shower. And what had happened is, by tying that rubber band in the shell, it weakened my locks at the ends, like right at the end. You see how this looks cute and it's just round, and then I can find one that is just soft and, you know, doing its own thing. Here we go. So yeah, I realized that I should have not had those shells on for as long as I did, because it made some of my locks really soft at the end, and I don't like having the curly end locks. No, I just like my locks being locked all the way to the bottom. So that was also like a damage that I did to my lock that I take back. But you can always fix it by just interlocking with a crochet needle, and you'll get this type of ending again. Anyway, for anyone who has stayed with me to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching this video. The pros and cons when it comes to styling your locks. Guys, my advice is don't style your locks too often, maybe 3 times in a year, 4 times in a year, but guys, not every single month, because that will definitely thin out your hair. You will have product buildup. You will have dreads actually tearing, you know, and you don't want to go through that. And yeah, also I wanted to add something and I forgot. Yeah, and also guys, please, when you go to get your hairstyle, please, if the stylist is making them tight, just tell them to stop. Don't sit there and endure something that you don't have to, because it will come back at you. You want to have your edges, you want to have your thick locks, and I'm gonna figure out when's the best time to actually style my hair. But I'm starting to figure out that probably in winter, when it's raining, just the cool seasons are the best time to style your hair, because you're not able to wash your locks as much as you want to, and they're not gonna dry in the sun. So it's best to just have it styled in the cold seasons. But I will make a video on that. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please, again, like and subscribe, and tell me, what are your worst experiences you have had when it comes to styling your locks or getting them styled? Have you ever had your locks tear? Have you had your buildup? Have you lost your edges? Because a girl has gone through it. But I love you guys, and thank you so much for watching this video.